We've cloned humans already, they just haven't been born. Welcome back to School of Soul. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and today we're going to talk about something that most people still believe is impossible because the media trained them to think of cloning as fiction, fantasy, or failed science. But here's the truth. Human cloning has already happened, not once, many times. The only reason you haven't seen it is because they haven't been born. And that's not because it can't be done, it's because it's not time to reveal them yet. Let's make one thing clear. The first successful clone of a mammal was Dolly the sheep in 1996. That was almost 30 years ago. Scientists took a cell from an adult sheep, inserted its nucleus into an egg that had its own DNA removed, gave it a shock, and that cell began dividing. It grew into a healthy adult clone of the original sheep. Since then, scientists have cloned cats, dogs, horses, monkeys, pigs, and mice. These aren't theories. These are documented, published, and in many cases commercialized. You can now pay to clone your dead pet. People already do. So if you can clone a horse, a dog, and a monkey, why not a human? The truth is, they already have. Behind closed doors, inside military-grade labs, private biotech bunkers, and foreign institutions that don't play by Western ethics boards, human cloning has already been successful. Embryos have been created, cell lines have been stabilized, and multiple sources have confirmed that viable human clones have been taken to term, just not disclosed. Some were never implanted, some were destroyed, and some were stored, frozen, or born in complete secrecy under new identities. You will never find this in mainstream medical journals. You will never hear it announced at a press conference. But if you read the leaked research, if you track funding trails, and if you listen to the right whistleblowers, you'll realize we've already crossed the line. The biggest myth they use to keep the public docile is this. Human cloning isn't ethical, so we don't do it. But ethics have never stopped black budget science. And not allowed has never meant not happening. What they really mean is, we won't tell you we're doing it until we've perfected it, until we've normalized the rest, until the world is ready to see the final product without panic. They're conditioning the public to accept partial steps: stem cell harvesting, synthetic embryos, lab-grown organs, womb pods, and gene editing, so that when full-body human cloning is finally revealed, it won't feel shocking. It'll feel like just another upgrade in a long list of medical miracles. So let's talk about how it's done. The process is called somatic cell nuclear transfer. A DNA-carrying cell is taken from a donor, skin, blood, hair, and its nucleus is inserted into an egg cell that's had its own nucleus removed. That egg is then electrically stimulated to begin division. Once it becomes an embryo, it can be implanted into a surrogate or, soon, placed inside an artificial womb. It's an exact genetic copy of the original person, not just similar, identical. Same DNA, same appearance, same predispositions, but not the same soul. And that's where the spiritual fracture happens. Because people think clones are just twins born at a different time. But they're not. Natural twins are created by divine timing through sacred biology. A clone is a manufactured mirror, a body repeated without the spiritual consent of lineage, karma, or destiny. It is a vessel built from the shell of another, but it is not the same being. The soul of the original is not duplicated. The essence is not copy-paste. So what fills that body? That's the mystery no lab wants to answer. And the deeper you go, the darker it gets. The reason cloning has remained underground is not because it doesn't work. It's because it raises questions science can't answer. Can a clone be baptized? Does it have a soul? Can it feel the same emotions? Does it carry karmic memory? Is it accountable for its actions? Is it a person or a product? These are not questions for geneticists. These are questions for philosophers, theologians, and mystics. And no one is ready to admit how unprepared we are. But the truth is, they've already been born, in secret, in silence. Some in private families, some in state-run facilities, some through government partnerships with fertility clinics in unregulated countries. China has been accused. So has North Korea, Israel, Russia, certain underground US projects. The goal is never just to recreate life. It's to control it, to test loyalty, to study behavior, to observe whether a being without natural conception can become just as programmable as a machine. So why haven't we seen them? Because the clones that do exist have been hidden, raised in isolation, used as living templates, kept under strict control. You won't find them on TikTok or YouTube. You won't know their names. And even if they were released into society, you would never be told who they are. They would be assigned new histories, new records, new digital footprints. And the moment you start to suspect one, you'll be gaslit into disbelief. You'll be called a conspiracy theorist. You'll be told it's genetic coincidence. But ask yourself, why would that reaction be so aggressive if cloning hadn't already happened? We are now entering the public rollout phase. Scientists will start to admit that human cloning may be possible soon, that they're still working on stabilizing the process, that they're just trying to cure infertility, but what they're really doing is managing the timing, They need you comfortable with artificial wombs, with synthetic embryos, with stem cell children, before they can introduce full-body copies. Because once that door is open, society will never be the same. There will be clone lawsuits, identity theft cases, questions of inheritance. Government debates over clone citizenship, voting rights, military service, marriage. People will ask, can you clone a celebrity? Can you clone a dead child? What about a genius, a billionaire, a prophet? And the answer will quietly become yes. And then the clones will multiply. Because once you remove the soul from the equation, once life becomes just a biological printout, there's no reason to stop at one. You can make 10, 100, 1,000. You can place them anywhere, in politics, in business, in entertainment, in security roles. And they will not all be identical. Some will be altered, modified, tweaked with enhanced traits. They'll look like us, but they'll never have the same inner architecture, because they were made without soul selection, without divine timing, without ancestral alignment. And that makes them vulnerable. Vulnerable to hijacking, possession, programming, remote override. They may never even know they are clones, but they will act differently, speak differently, disconnect emotionally, fail to form true bonds, because deep down, they know they weren't born, they were produced. This is the quiet truth of modern cloning. It's not futuristic. It's forgotten. It's been hidden on purpose, because once we accept that we can make people, we stop protecting what it means to be one. And if we don't remember that sacred difference in time, we may soon be outnumbered by bodies that were never born with breath, only built with code, only filled with silence. And once the factory opens, there is no returning to the womb. Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing. And no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future. Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems. The behavioral economy now governs access. 4. Hive Mind. Synthetic telepathy and collective algorithmic control. 5. Nanobots inside you. Medical, military, and programmable intrusions. 6. Grief Tech. AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer, and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones, the replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans, the merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio-upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of Soul Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.